Hi all and welcome back. So in today's tutorial we'll be looking on one more interesting topic in ServiceNow. So after I created the last video on SP model where we can get the pop-ups or pop-up window on the service portal, okay, I got a lot of emails and comments that if you want to do the same on the native view, how we can achieve it. So today we'll be looking the topic for discussion for today's video will be like UI pages, okay. So first of all, let's try to understand what is UI pages. So according to the ServiceNow docs, okay, you can see on the screen, UI pages like use pages to create custom pages for an application in ServiceNow. Use a UI page similar to how an index.html file would be used in AngularJS. So basically, you can create your custom UI page, okay, and it's basically a jelly scripting based, and you can use Angular and HTML fields over there. Means you can either go with Angular code or you can use simply Bootstrap code, okay, to get it done. So the use case today we'll be looking on in this video. I will show you how you can create a custom UI page in ServiceNow and how you can call that particular UI page from a client script, okay, the way we have done in the last video. If you have not seen the last video, please you can find the video link in the I button at the top of my video, okay, and you can see it from there. So let's jump into the demo thing, okay. So the use case today, what we'll be doing, we'll be creating a custom UI page, okay. We will be having a different types of field on that particular page, and what we'll be doing, we will be calling that particular page from a client script on any table. So let's take our favorite table, incident table. So based on change of certain field, we will give that pop-up and we can submit the values through that pop-up, okay, from that UI page, okay. So let's jump into it. So how you can create a custom UI page? First of all, we'll go step by step. First of all, we'll create a custom UI page. So how you can create a custom UI page? So in this filter navigator, you simply type UI pages, okay, and under system UI, you will find the UI pages, okay. So you can open the UI pages module, and under that module, you can see there are around 464 pages out of the box created, okay. We will create a new one, okay. Let's give it a name as incident demo, okay. Let's give it a name. Then we have the application, which application you want to have this particular page. Direct will be like you can hover on that, okay. Omit standard HTML headers and JavaScript. So if you remove that thing, it will omit all the standard HTML tags, okay, out of the page, okay. Then you have category, you can categorize this page, okay. You can also create a custom home page out from here, okay. Now you can see on this particular thing, you have HTML, client script and processing script. So we will jump one by one and I will show you what is the significance of each and every scripting column, okay, sorry, scripting box. So first of all, let's move to the HTML. So if you see the HTML, there are predefined some jelly tags are there, okay, and you can give all your HTML code inside the jelly tag. So you can simply define your normal pure HTML code, okay, inside this thing, okay. So I will not waste my time to have the entire HTML code written. So I've created a boilerplate code. I will simply paste it out, okay. So I will Control A and Control V, and I will explain you the code, okay. So what I will do, I will zoom it out, okay. And what exactly we are doing? So this was the predefined code, and we have defined a tag called GUI form. So that defines you are creating a form now, okay. Then I have created 3 fields on the form. So as you can see, there are 3 TRs. So if you see, I have defined a table under this is simple HTML, right? So this is a 1 TR, means 1 field, 2nd field, and 3rd field. That means I have defined 3 rows on the form, okay. Let's look into one field at a time, okay. So the first field what I have taken is as additional row. So what I want on incident, as soon as you change, for example, you change state or subcategory, okay, this pop-up will arise and it will ask for additional nodes, okay. So I've taken this as a simple text field. You can say type equal to text, and it simply keep what exactly this is the label of that particular field. And you can see this ID is the most important one. So you can say ID equal to nodes. Okay, so we'll be using this to process your code into the client side. Okay, so the first attribute is additional nodes, which is a simple text field. The second attribute which I took is manager. Okay, so you can see the second tier. In that I've defined manager, and the type what I want, this manager should be a reference field which is pointing to the user table. Okay, so how you can define that? So we have like defined g underscore form label. Okay, and we have given manager. Then under TD we have given a reference name equal to user reference. Okay, so this is how you can define the reference field on the JavaScripting side. So I've defined user reference. I've given the name. Okay, ID which is user reference. This you can define anything the way you want. Query will be the encoded query, what exactly query you want to do on that particular table on which you are querying it out. So again, name starts with A. So I want to get all the users whose names start with A. So you can give any encoded query over here. Okay, it's not necessary that you should give this only. Based on your requirement, you can define anything. And the last thing is like on which particular table you want to have this query. So I want to have this query on sys user table. You can basically call it as like what is the reference table on which you want to point. Okay, so this is sys user table. Okay, and the third, now we have covered string field, now we have covered reference field. Now let's look to the choice field. So the third thing, I've given the confirm category. So confirm category is like I want to just showcase the categories, or what is the incident category, okay, on which you are creating an incident. So basically there are two ways you can achieve it. The first way is like you can create a static choice. Okay, and second one is like you can create a dynamic choice based on certain fields. I don't want to go with the static field also because it's quite easy, right? I will show you the dynamic choice ones. So I have defined a field called confirm category. Okay, and you can define how you can define it's a choice field. You have to define this attribute g underscore u underscore UI underscore choice list. So it will signify that this particular field is a choice field. Okay, now there I've given ID, name, ID. Okay, I've given name and ID as generic. Okay, so that it will not create a confusion for me. Now you have to define a table. Okay, so for us it will be incident table, and from incident table I want to have the drop down list which is similar to the field called category. Okay, so what I did on incident table, the category field. Okay, I'm just taking all the choices from the category field. Okay, which are true, which are active equal to true. Pretty easy. Okay, and after that at the last I've given a button. Okay, and it's like a OK. Okay, the button name is OK, and it will call a function called continue OK. So on this particular function I can define what exact logic I have to do. Okay, and there will be cancel button. Cancel will simply close the pop-up window. So this is on the UI page side. Okay, now we will jump onto the client scripts. Now the UI page is pretty clear to you. I'll save it out first. Okay, just to showcase you. And if I go for try it, okay, so you can see I've created this kind of page. It's like additional nodes. It's a string field. Then this is a reference field to incident table. It's to user table. Okay, and then you have query. Okay, you have categories. Okay, this is clear. Okay, now we'll jump onto the client side, and I've given these two buttons, cancel and OK. Okay. Now again we have to go to the UI page. I will go to the incident demo, and we will define the function now. So I will scroll down to the client script, and now you have seen on the OK I've defined a function called continue OK, right? Okay. So let's define this function. So on client side you can consider it as a service portal only. This is a HTML. Then it is client side, and this is a server side kind of script. Process script is a server side kind of script. Okay, so let's define this out. So I will give function continue OK. Okay, and let's define. So first thing I will just confirm it out whether my code is reaching out to this level or not. Okay, so I will simply give it an alert, and I will give simple text. Okay, I am in the client code of UI page. Perfect. Just for confirmation, then afterward we can remove it out. Okay, then we will define an attribute. So we will be pulling the attribute values, those three attributes value to the client script. Okay, that will be the first. So what I will do variable. I will create an object for glide window first. Okay, glide dialog window first. So I will give GDW equal to new glide dialog window. Okay, and window, and we want to get that. So how you can define it out? Not just like this. So you can simply have get. So we got a get glide window. Now we will pull all the attributes from the UI page. So how you can pull it out is like, I will give variable nodes equal to gel. Gel is the attribute to pull the attribute value. You have to pass the attribute name. So, and then dot value. So this is how you can pull the attribute value from the HTML code. Okay, so I will simply copy it out. Okay, and as we have three attributes, so I will give it 3 times. Okay, and then we can substitute with the attribute names. So what was the attributes names? So the first one, additional node, it was nodes. So that's why I told you, okay, ID is important, right? So ID nodes I got. The second, for manager, its ID is user reference. So let's give the user reference. And for the third one, right? For the category, this is the category one. Category. The ID is my category. Okay. So let's take this one. Okay. Nodes are already defined. Yes, we know that. Okay. So I will give nodes. I will give this a name user, and this I will give cat. Let's give category. Okay. Now what we have pulled the attribute values. Okay, for all the three variables which we have defined on the UI. Okay, and then what we will do, we will get the sysID of the record on which this will be shown. So I will give variable sys underscore ID equal to GTW dot get preference, and we will get sysID. Okay, so I will get sysID. So this is how you can pull the sysID of the record. Then we will do variable selected value underscore value equal to GTW dot get preference. Okay, and we will define the value. So it will get the value passed in the client script, right? So it's okay. So we will give value, and then you can give simply we will simply give alert, okay, of all the things. So once you get the into alert, you know, right, you can do anything. You can pass it to glide Ajax and perform the action. You can pass it to processor, anything you can do. Okay, so for now I will simply go with the alert. Okay, so I will give for the incident. Okay, let's incident the nodes equal to I will give nodes. Okay, plus then what else we have? User for manager. Okay, manager equal to, we'll give manager. Okay, user User is the attribute, right? And the third one is what is that? Category, right? And category. I'm just giving a dummy text, okay? So we will come to know whether we are getting all the attributes or not. Okay. So that's it. Okay. And then you can simply destroy this dialog window, right? Oh, so I will do glide dialog window DRW dot get dot destroy. Destroy means closing that particular closing that particular what we call pop-up. Okay, and this is a function continue. Okay, now on a cancel also we have defined a function, right? We have to define a function. Okay, what exactly happened if they click on the cancel button? So define another function. We'll give it a name function. What was given over there? Continue. I will just verify it out. I just forgot the name. It was return continue cancel, right? So let's go. Let's give it a continue cancel, and we will simply define key. We don't want to do anything. Okay, we will simply destroy the glide window. So we will give alert. Okay, you have cancelled the pop-up window. Okay, and we will simply give this glide destroy on it. Okay, so I think the client script is also pretty clear to you. Okay, so what exactly the client script is doing. Now moving on to the processing script. I don't think we will go with the processing script, but I will explain you what exactly the processing script is doing. So processing script, this will be useful if you are calling a UI page directly instead of pop-up, right? So, and from a HTML form, then all the submitted values of the form can be captured in the processing script. Okay, and do note that the processing script contains server-side code, and you can simply do create option, update option based on the pop-up values. Okay, if you want to. Okay, so I will not go ahead with that. Okay, yeah, it's pretty understandable what exactly it does. So the way we are pulling the data into client script, in the similar way you can pull the data into the processing script, and yeah, you can call it out. I'll just give you an example. Okay, if I want to pull the attribute value for example nodes. Okay, so how I can, the way I pulled over here with the gel annotation, you can pull over here like variable nodes, okay, equal to request, because it treats us as a request. Okay, request dot get parameter, and then you can pass the parameter name. So what was that? It was nodes, right? So here you can get the attribute value like this, and then you can simply do whatever you want, glide record, insert, anything. Okay, so I will define you can do glide record and store or add any other server-side code. The server-side code. You got what exactly I'm trying to say, right? So we have written the HTML code, we have written the client script, we have also written the processing script, and I have explained you also. Pretty amazing. Now let's move to the next step. Now what we have to do, we want to call this particular page as a pop-up, okay, in a different form. Okay, let's consider incident form, and we want to fill the information. Okay, so let's see. So I will go to our favorite table called incident.list. Okay, and on incident.list, let's open one incident so that I will get some idea of what exactly we can do. So let's create an on-change client script. I don't want download. So let's create an on-change client script on when the state changes. Okay, let's do that. So whenever you try to change the state, you will get a pop-up window, okay, with this attributes. Okay, so I will go to client script and I will go to the new, and we will give call UI page in client script. Okay, good name, I think. I will give this type equal to on change. Okay, on change of what we have to do. I want to this to be on change of state. Okay, this I don't want to fall into this. Now how to call this particular pop-up window? Now how to call this particular UI page? Okay, I'm just giving a demo, a generic example. You can modify the way you want. Okay, so here you can write a code how you can call that particular function. So it's pretty easy. Okay, so we will give variable dialog as dialog equal to new, again glide dialog window, new glide dialog window, and then you can define the UI page name. Okay, whatever you have created. Okay, so I want to call this particular page out. Okay, it's simply like glide Ajax kind of thing. Okay, so I've created glide dialog window. Then the next step, okay, we will set this title for this. So I will give it dialog dot set title. Okay, we can set the title for that particular page. What will be like? Okay, this is UI, this is incident UI page. Okay, perfect. It sounds to be great to me. Then we can define the dialog window size. I'm just showing you all the attributes what we can define. So we can give set size. Okay, and here you can give the size in pixels. Okay, width and height. So I will give 650 by 650. I just want a square box, so I will give. You can manage it on your own. Okay, then the next thing, you can give the preference, right? So I want it for this particular page, right? So I want to check the context from this particular page. So I will do dialog dot set preference. Okay, sorry, where it exactly went? Okay, set preference, and where you can define the attribute. I will define the attribute sysID, which I have already defined on the client side, and I will pass the value as g underscore form dot get unique value. Perfect. So this is also done. I have passed the sysID. What else we can do? You want to pass the new value also, right? Okay, if you want to pass, means you can define multiple things, right? So I've defined an attribute over there called value also, right? Yeah, if you paste that out, I was trying to use it out, but I just didn't use it. So it's like selected values, right? I'm just taking it from the form itself. So for now, I can give it like dialog dot, the same way you can have it like set preference also, and you can pass this attribute the way we pass it to the glide Ajax also, value, and we can pass it new value, for instance. Okay, right now we are not using it. Okay, and then once you set all these attributes, okay, you can simply render that particular dialog window out. Okay, so how to render it out? Say like dialog dot render. Cool. Okay, and now you can save it out. So let's see if it works. Okay, if it doesn't work, we have to try why it's not working. So now we have created a UI page. In UI page we have seen HTML, we have seen a client script, we have also seen what exactly the processing script does, but right now it's of no use to us. So I've just shown you how you can get the attributes over there, and then you can perform any kind of action. Then we create an on change client script, okay, based on state, and we are rendering that particular UI page. Okay, so I will open one incident out, okay, and let's see if it works. So for example, you have this incident, okay, you have this categories, okay, and other things, and now if I click if I try to change the state, okay, see, it started, okay, it gave me some error. Get unique value is not a, let's see, okay, I think I missed. Okay, get value, just a second. G underscore, okay, I gave this dot, white dot came up, right? It should be comma, instead of comma I gave dot. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm writing a code and why I didn't make any mistake. So we have cleared our mistake. Okay, we will reload the form, the pro, and now if we try to change the state, okay, if I try to change the state from new to in progress, so it's rendering the form. Oh wow, it looks pretty amazing, right? So we got the title of the page. This is a incident UI page, and you can see how beautifully we can get that particular pop-up. How beautifully in the sense means you can add all the directories from the Angular code, and you can make it, you can beautify it out. But this is just for the demo purpose I was showing, right? So here you can add additional nodes, but if you are doing it as an additional node, it should be pretty long, right? Not short. Let's increase the length of it. So where's that? Where's the nodes? Additional nodes. 60% of the way. Maximum length. Let's make it 100. Okay. Let's change the state once again. Ideally, it should. Okay. Okay. I think I have to refresh it out. So let's change the state now in progress. Okay, but the character limit has increased. Okay, you can increase also with the width also. So I can give, hi, this is Amit Gujarati. Okay, Gujarati. Then you got a manager reference field also. I gave all the options, right? So we'll select Andrew. Okay, Andrew Och. Then we have a category also, so you can see the categories are coming from the category field from the incident form. So I will give software, and if I click OK, you get, first of all, it went to the client script. Okay, so I'm in the client script page we got, and then see, for this incident, hi Amit, this is for manager, it gives this ID because it's a reference field, right? I have to convert it to display value, but that you can also do. Okay, and category is equal to software. So our end-to-end UI page is working. Okay, so this is how you can create a custom UI page and call that particular UI page as a pop-up in any native form. Okay, I hope now my subscribers are happy. Okay, because they were pretty not happy that you are showing everything on service portal and not on the native view. So this is all for today's tutorial. Hope you like this out. Okay, and please drop the comment, because your comments are giving all kind of motivations to create this kind of innovative videos. Okay, and please like, follow, subscribe. Okay, and stay with me in this learning phase of ServiceNow. I missed it out, right? And thank you. Stay safe, stay happy, and have a nice day. Thank you.